Let's do state of the collection. Hey guys, it's Mr. A from Got Another Watch Time. So I realized I've never done a state of the collection before. Knowing that we're drawing close towards the end of the first quarter in this new year in 2024, I thought now would be an appropriate time for me to share, the list of watches that I have, from my collection. And then more importantly, I think it's important to acknowledge that my taste has changed over the past course of years. A lot of the watches, that I've reviewed are from my personal collection, and I've let a lot of the pieces move on, from inventory. And I think it's important to acknowledge which pieces I've moved on from and then, provide a quick reason or a rundown as to why I've decided to move on from them. All right, so as I mentioned, I have moved on some of the pieces that I've reviewed and, the pieces which I've owned. So the first one is the Grand Seiko Diver, the SPGX 337, followed by the Seiko Gold 13, my Omega Speedmaster Pro, followed by Explorer 1, the 124270. Also staying in the Rolex realm is the GMT2 that I moved on from, the GMT2 16710, aka the original Pepsi. And also another Rolex, which I'm sure you've seen from my recent videos, is the Milgauss. And then the most recent piece, which is the Tudor Pelagos 39. A lot of pieces that I moved on from, all for very similar reasons. I realized that I'm gravitating less towards these pieces, and hence I've decided to move on from them. Now, with the exception of one, that is for my Explorer 1, and that piece I've moved on from for a really happy reason. I actually ended up gifting that piece to my dad for his retirement about 2 years ago. He's worked very hard, all throughout his life, and the amount of things that, he's provided for me, I was just really happy, for him, retiring. And then, I wanted to gift him something that I knew was a very good choice, out of the watches. I always knew I was gonna give him a watch, and I was actually thinking of gifting him, something new. But then just knowing how much of a great experience I've had, with this model, specific model, I decided this is a watch that is befitting, for his lifestyle. And also more importantly, this is a watch that is just, perfect for anyone. And, I was really happy to gift him, this piece and move on from it. But yeah, a good reason for that. So I'm very happy nonetheless. Now, with my current collection, I do have them separated out into 3 watch boxes. Here, let's start with the first one. So this is what I refer to as my Casio Gold, something that I am very fond of, and it's a collection of 5 Casio pieces, which I'll be sharing with you guys today. So right here, it's a collection of small, larger size pieces. And I do have them in my watch box, but I do wear them actually very frequently. All the 5 pieces that I have here, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with a lot of these pieces, except for the last one right here, which might be a little unique. Here, let me take it out. So this right here is the Casio World Time, a very chunky piece, to be honest with you. This one is unique in sense that I actually ended up customizing it, using the pieces that I picked up from SKX Mod. Also with some back plating that I've got, I do believe from Etsy, if I remember correctly. So it's a piece that is definitely hefty, knowing that this is an actual bronze body that I've attached to, along with this actually really, sturdy and, pretty weighty also rubber strap that I, again, picked up all from SKX Mods. But this is a really fun piece that I like to wear very frequently. Just, a lot of good memories, knowing that, I've come across this multiple times from other watch review channels. And then I do believe, knowing that this has become a really popular model. So yeah, but this is my first box, and again, these are my Casios, my go-to Casios. And moving on, this small box right here, this watch roll here, is for a collection of 3 watches in total, which oddly enough is missing a watch, I believe, on this side. But yeah, anyways, these are my dress pieces, and then these right here are my go-tos. They consist of a Timex Marlin, the GG LeCoultre Reverso that I've mentioned, I think a couple of videos ago. And then as you can see, a third slot right here that is missing a piece. This is where the Milgauss used to sit. The reason why I'm leaving this, as this right now is because there is a grail piece that I'm hoping that I can add, onto my collection, sometime this year. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, dress pieces that I wear on a frequent basis. And then the third piece, we'll keep that as a mystery. And then the last piece right here, the box here, very famous, the Pelican case. This is, you know, I'm sure kind of a giveaway, but the pieces that I like to refer to as my beaters, you know, watches that are sturdy, my sports pieces pretty much. And what I have in here, 4 slots with the last one being empty, and this is the collection of sports pieces that I have. It's the Panerai Luminor, you know, the base model, followed by the Tudor Black Bay 54, which I've reviewed recently. Along with that is the Explorer 2. And this is where my Explorer 1 used to sit. There is a watch that has actually ended up taking this slot, but this is actually in servicing right now. I picked this up, I want to say a couple months ago. But yeah, we'll keep this one as a surprise. I will be doing a review very shortly on that. But yeah, 4-piece collection right here. General 2 watches that I wear, you know, mostly on a daily basis, just because they're very comfortable, easy to wear pieces. But yeah, my collection of 2 watches right here, with the 4th one currently in service, which I'm gonna be revealing to you guys very shortly. But yes, let's do a really quick recap. 3 watch boxes in total, Casios, 2 watches, and then the dress watches. 11 watches in total that I have in my possession, and I do wear all of these watches very, very frequently. It's not just pieces that I put in my watch box as, like, you know, keepers, so to say. And again, my collection used to be much bigger than what it is right now. It was close to about 30 watches, and I realized, you know, as fun as it is collecting all these pieces, you know, if I don't wear them, you know, they're just sitting in the boxes. So I am trying to be very careful in terms of the pieces that I, you know, come to own, you know, over the course of, you know, my watch collecting journey as I move on. So there you have it, my collection of watches that I've, you know, trimmed down to. And as always, thank you for sticking around today. Thanks for joining the channel or watching my videos. Now, please, if you've liked the videos, please hit that like button as well as the subscribe. It really helps me in terms of keeping me motivated, you know, creating content for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be catching everyone very shortly again. Thanks.